Hey guys, what's going on? Kel back here once again representing the 40k YouTube channel, bringing you another faction focused video. This time it's all about the craft worlds. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed the videos we've been putting out so far, and we really hope you enjoyed the video we're going to be doing again today. If you're new to the channel, we are 40k. We post Warhammer 40,000 content every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, like today, depending on if the Warhammer 40,000 community channel has anything worth posting about, and you know it does, you know it always does, and every time there's something new out, we love to do videos on it. If you're new to the channel, like the channel and subscribe to the channel, guys. This channel hasn't been around very long, only about a month, but it's growing in popularity day by day, and we would love you to be a part of it. But like I say, this video today is a faction focused on the craft worlds, so let's get straight into it and see what we have to read. Okay, and it starts with all of the Aldari, the craft worlds are the most tactically flexible, with their aspect warriors enabling them to specialise in any style of warfare. But how will their versatility translate to the new edition of Warhammer 40,000? Well, in today's faction focus, we're here with playtester Matt Games Workshop. Why do you get people with names that I cannot pronounce? Why do you insist on making me look like a derp? You get right. We'll give it a go. Shusherman. That's what his name's going to be today, and that's what I'm sticking with. Matt Shusherman. To answer that question and more besides. And here we have some artwork here of some Eldar, some Craftworld forces going up against the Necrons. The Eldari, the Eldar, whatever you want to call them, are known for having particularly fast, quick, mobile units, hard-hitting as well, supported by an array of really powerful HQ units and Psykers. So who are they? In the aftermath of the bitter war in heaven fought against the Necrons before life had even evolved on Terra, the Eldari's dominion of the galaxy was absolute. Yet the depths of their hubris and decadence eventually gave rise to a new dark god, Slaanesh, she who thirsts, whose apocalyptic birth decimated the Eldari Empire of old and forever cursed its people. However, there were those who foresaw this grim fate and escaped aboard impossibly vast star-faring ark vessels called craft worlds. Though their kind may be a dying race, the craft worlds still command highly advanced technologies and possess a mastery of war that is but unrivaled. Yeah, so anyone who doesn't know, the Eldar, the Eldari, whatever, during the war in heaven, because of their followings and their wanting to have a life full of excess and decadence and stuff like that, actually gave birth to the Chaos God Slaanesh, which is why we now have another Chaos God kicking about. If Khorne wasn't bad enough, and Nurgle and Tzeentch, then you've got Slaanesh. Slaanesh is... Oh, what do you say about Slaanesh? If we didn't have Slaanesh, we might still have Fulgrim. Fulgrim might still be loyal, but he isn't. He's a devout follower of Slaanesh as well as the Emperor's children. So yeah, thanks Eldari. Yeah, for giving birth to Slaanesh. Thanks very much, appreciate it. So how do they play in the new edition? For this bit, we've channeled the collective wisdom of the Infinity Circuit, and we're granted a special audience with Team USA and Tournament Master Matt Shusherman. We've since consulted with the Farseers and we've confirmed his message. And Matt says, the best thing for Craft Worlds in a new edition is that you only need to include one detachment to get the most command points of your army. This I bet right, in this thing, it's going to talk about command points and detachments and stuff like that. And it'll go on to talk about terrain and blast weapons. They all seem to do that at the minute. So this is not... net you more command points than you're used to have, but ensures you now also on an even footing with other factions that could easily generate more in the past. Another amazing thing is that the new Look Out Sir rules really leave most Craftworld players unaffected. Characters are now only really safe if they are within 3 inches of their units, but most Craftworld characters are fleet-footed for Skyrunners. This allows them to easily stay near the other units or quickly hop around terrain to stay in the best possible positions. Now it's obviously got an HQ model there on a speeder, one of the Craftworld fast attack options. So I think that the point increases will initially challenge players as they try to fit in all of the units they previously fielded. It's important to remember that every faction is feeling similar increases though, so it's not a problem unique to you. I also suspect that although the Craftworld armies is great when fielding a single detachment, some players will miss the advantages of cherry-picking units from various Craftworlds. A thing to keep in mind is that most competitive Craftworld armies used to only start with 8 to 10 command points. So if you really feel the need to, you really need those Simhan Shining Spears along with your Alatok Rangers. I hope I'm pronouncing those right. I'm going to offend loads of Eldar players here. Consider taking the secondary Craftworld in a patrol detachment alongside your main host. My personal style of play involves highly aggressive units that stack the various psychic blessings inherent to the Craftworlds. I usually take units that can move swiftly across the battlefield to remove high priority targets early, then use my superior mobility to control the board and the remainder of the game. Don't forget that many of the new Battlefield Supremacy secondary objectives can allow the fast-moving Craftworld armies to really rack up victory points. There are also a number of Warcraft options which the light and fast Skyrunner Warlocks and Farseers can accomplish quite easily. And then here we have Engage on All Fronts, which is a progressive objective. And you can score 2 victory points at the end of your turn if you have 1 or more units from your army wholly within 3 different table quarters. And those units are all more than 6 inches from the centre of the battlefield. Score 3 victory points instead if you have 1 or more units from your army wholly within each table quarter, and those units are all more than 6 inches from the centre of the battlefield. So yeah, Eldari and Drukhari actually deal in lots of fast attack options. They can zip around the board, and they're very good at locking down and really good at controlling the movement phase. So if you pick your movement phase right, you're going to be able to score big time with those units. And the last thing to take into account is that the terrain is very important and about to be, see what I mean? About terrain, there we go, and become far more dynamic. Thankfully, many Craftworld units still have the fly keyword, which will continue to allow them to take great advantage by easily manoeuvring in, on, and around those terrain features. Okay, and as in the previous faction focus like the Orcs and stuff, we go on to the key units. So with many specialised units, and none more so than as the various types of aspect warriors to choose from. It's difficult to know what to include in an army list at the best of times. Thankfully, Matt has some top picks he reckons will shine in the new edition. So without further ado, let's find out what they are, starting with Shining Spears. Now you say, Shining Spears, I love the the streamlined effect of the Eldar models. They do need an update though. They do need some love from GW. I just hope they don't get those new crappy bases that a lot of the Space Marine stuff, the lot of jumpy Space Marine stuff do. Matt says, I believe most Craftworld armies will still include at least a single unit of Shining Spears. Their mobility, close range firepower and combat strength are still amazing. These guys, supported by a Farseer and a Warlock, will continue to be commonly seen in Craftworld armies. They're hard to eliminate at range at the best of times, but when combined with the new terrain rules, a few key psychic powers, they'll be a formidable threat. And we've got Aerobatic Grace, so models in this unit have a 4+ invulnerable save against ranged weapons. That's what he's saying. 4+ against ranged weapons, any type of ranged weapons, is massive. Some character models struggle to get a 4+ invulnerable save at the best of times. So getting those against all range weapons. Quality. Next we have a Night Spinner. This looks like a big kind of grav tank. Matt says, another fantastic option going into the new edition will be the Night Spinners. The updates to blast weapons really help even out the damage potential of this current all-star unit, making its Doom Weaver deadlier still. And we've got the Doom Weaver weapon, which has 48-inch range. It's a heavy 2d6 number of shots. It is strength 7, AP is 0, and damage is 2. But the abilities, wound rolls of 6+ for this weapon are resolved with AP -4 instead of 0. This weapon can target units that are not visible to the bearer. So this is kind of sit the back. 48 inches is enough to control the board, especially in the middle of like or the beginning of turn 2 once stuff is moved about. Strength 7, AP -4. Not a lot of stuff going to get saves against that. Things like rhinos, dreadnoughts, repulsors, orcs, killer cans, stuff like that. Ain't going to be getting a save, I don't think, against things like that. And with a flat 2 damage, you know, can be quite a potent weapon. And we have Dire Avengers and a nice nice colour scheme. I like that. I like the pale blue mixed in with the white. They're cool. Look like a bit of an old model could do with some love, as a lot of the stuff could. But Matt says, as far as infantry units go, I suspect that Dire Avengers will become the go-to troop choice. You can field them as durable 5-man units with Shimmer Shield, ooh, Armoured Exarchs, or you can even take a whole bunch of units and pick up Assaman to give them all a 4+ invulnerable save. Phoenix Rising also offered these warriors some great alternative Exarch abilities, and I highly recommend trading out Battle Fortune for one of them. My personal favourite is Avenging Strike, which punishes your opponent for not finishing off your units. So what is Avenging Strike? Whilst this unit contains a Dire Avenger Exarch, and any models from this unit have been destroyed, when resolving an attack made by a model in this unit, add 1 the hit roll and the wound roll. So like it says, if you don't take us all out with this, they're going to be getting huge buffs. I don't know what they're like in close combat, but anything that gives you +1 to hit, +1 to wound is always good. And it finishes up saying, thanks Matt, from which craft world does your Eldari war host hail? And how do you intend to take the fight to your enemies on the battlefields of the 41st millennium? Let us know on Warhammer 40,000 Facebook page, Instagram, and on Twitter using the new hashtag 40k. But instead of doing that, guys, why not leave your posts and your ideas here for me and Cole to read? We've been going over a couple of comments that have been coming in regarding, I believe it was the Death Guard stuff that came out a few days ago. Great to hear some stuff about those. So if you're interested in any video we've put out so far, we've put out videos about all sorts from the Warhammer community page, all kinds of faction focuses and news updates and everything like that. So if you're interested, check our old videos out, check them all the way through. We really appreciate it. And if you really like them, you can drop us a like. But that's it, guys. What are your thoughts? Any Eldar players out there? Anyone who's come up against Eldar before and find them a bit of a pain, do you think these going to be the go-to army in 9th edition, or do you think something else is going to be the go-to in 9th edition? Let me and Cole know. Love to see your comments, and we hope to read them soon. Like I say, if you are still watching the video and you're new to the channel, we post Warhammer 40,000 content every single day. We would really appreciate, guys, some likes and some more subscribers so we can help boost the channel and turn this into something more permanent that we can do, because it's something that we've been trying to do for a while, but we need everyone's support. If you're thinking about it, press the subscribe button now. Treat yourself. Make sure it turns big and red, and you'll get the little bell as well. Hit the bell notification and you'll get notifications from us every single day. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is Kel signing out for 40call. As always, stay safe, look after yourselves. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.